What's up, guys? Shy Guy Reviews back at it again. Today we're going to be taking a look at My Hero Academia Season 5, Episodes 16 and 17. So, starting off with 16, we see that the Seal Man, the Seal Hero, the same one that took Froppy in for her, her little, like her side mission, her real life training, uh, is after these guys who have a ship, and the guy uses a drug, and all of a sudden his quirk is much better. And then we cut to the beach episode. And, they explain it like, well, there's no point in worrying right now. Let's just enjoy the time while it's calm. Again, beach episode. And then we cut back, and they're waiting for the ship to take off. They see the ship taking off. Seal Dude's using his sonar with Ferropi on him. And they're flying underground. They're locating the ship the second it leaves. Dragon Girl flies from the skies, and they attack. Dude uses the drug again to get pretty much his powers to, like, mask them. But, like I said, Froppy and Seal Dude drop in, or they drop up after they come out of the water and attack the ship because from the ship they can only see the sky. And they beat the hell out of the guy. And then it turns out there's actually a plane attached with the real items on it, which should be the ingredients to make the drug from a factory that was blown up earlier. So it looks like they had stolen it or something had going on. We're not actually sure. And the plane takes off and they can't catch up to it. So what they do is they fire a harpoon with Ochako on it, making it weightless. She gets to the plane. She takes down the guy with her gunhead martial arts, and she makes the plane weightless. And they do a few other things, and they get the plane down. That's the end of the episode. Continue each episode. Then we get to the next episode, which I actually find much, much more interesting with Endeavor, right? So first thing out first, we get back to them pretty much just chasing Endeavor, right? And he sends them all back. He's like, "What about you? You're not going back?" And he's like, "No, get your rest. I'm going to continue my patrol." And he returns later, and it turns out that while he's looking at all of the evidence and all the things that had happened with Hawks, right, with the warning, he gets a call from his phone from his daughter, and the daughter pretty much wants him to bring everybody in. And I guess she looks at this like the time where she can try to bring the family back together. And he's questioning it. He's going through his whole thing. He's staring at his phone, and he's trying to figure out what he can do to make the situation better. And he keeps having the same dream where everybody's happy and he's not there. And that's a problem. And he pretty much just has a long flashback to all of Todoroki's life and all the problems and all the stuff and separation that he's caused between this kid and all of the rest of his kids, along with something we are taught for the first time at the end of the episode. And it also turns out that Todoroki's or younger, I think she's older sister, is actually an elementary school teacher. No, not that. But she has been telling Endeavor about, what's been going on with Todoroki and that he saw his mother for the first time. And we get to finally see Endeavor with the beard, and I gotta say, I kinda like it. But moving on. He's again looking through at all of his family and he's thinking back and, what it really means to be the number one hero and his conversation with All Might. And he realizes, he can't be All Might. They really have to be different, like All Might was saying. And he has to become his own thing. But we do actually get a little bit more insight into how big his agency is, because they pretty much have like a whole hotel full of people where Midoriya and Bakugo are staying. And Fire Girl, who is really annoying to all of our cast, seems like, she doesn't really need to start a fire under them, because when she saw them, they were already beat up. And they're back to chasing Endeavor. So, Endeavor saves the world, Endeavor saves the people, Endeavor saves the people from the fire, and he's teaching them, and he's letting them know you gotta stop the incident before it happens, right? And he's showing them they gotta keep moving forward, and they can't stay still because that's pretty much going backwards because all the villains will just get better. It makes sense. So a hero has to constantly be accelerating, and we get to the point where he's like, all right, let's go. And he takes them to his house. And you could see that with Bakugo freaking out, he is definitely uh, uh, sweating it. And, he's like, oh, his sister wanted to meet all of his friends. And Bakugo's like, go tell her right now we aren't friends. And, we have a little bit of a introduction between the whole family and Bakugo. And Midoriya. And during the dinner, we actually get to see that the son, who they got to show up, is really not feeling it. He says he tried, and all the memories are really just keeping him back, so he leaves. And we also get a little bit of insight to that moment during the UA festival when they were all fighting each other that Bakugo had overheard when Todoroki and Midoriya were actually talking to each other about pretty much his family issues, and Bakugo's like, "It's your fault for talking about it so loud in a place where I could hear." And they immediately walk into Todoroki talking to his sister about, what they're gonna do about the father. And Bakugo, instead of just snooping around this time, smashes open the door and is like, "Don't talk about sensitive subjects when you're gonna invite people over." And I'm like, "Yeah, pretty smart, pretty smart." But Deku's right on the point, and he's like, "You're a nice guy. I think you're ready to forgive him. If you couldn't, you couldn't, but I think you can." And he's like, "Okay, so you know, do what you need to do." But the funny thing about this is not only does the father hear this, but it looks like the brother also hears this. So it seems like they're getting really close to the reunion that they need. And in the end, we actually see that Endeavor is, you know, praying to another kid who we haven't seen yet. We got revealed his name, and you know, it looks like he's passed away. So we don't know really what the story is, right? But we know he was grown. Uh, he's wearing a school uniform, so I could assume he's going to school. But we really don't know what's going on here. This could be a kid before Todoroki, or it could be after, but we don't know if he's dead and he died young. But this is really like adding another page to the book that is Endeavor's life. I'm not gonna front. So overall, these episodes were okay. The first episode, I gotta admit, was progressing the story, but it was in no way interesting for me. The second episode, I'm really liking the Endeavor stuff. So you know what, guys? Let me know what you guys think in this and last week's episode review of My Hero Academia, and let me know what you guys liked, what you guys didn't like, if there was anything you wish you could change, anything you wish that you wanted to see more of. Because personally, for me, second episode is perfect. If I had to rate the first episode, maybe like a 5 out of 10, 6 out of 10. It was a good episode, right? It wasn't anything special. The second episode was probably like a 7 or an 8. I mean, it wasn't action based, right? A lot of times I like a lot of action, but it was very, engaging. But like I said, guys, let me know what you guys think. Have a great day. Don't die. Dying is bad for your health. And you know what? I'll see you guys next time.